Just last year in autumn, about 3,898 people were found sleeping on the streets of England in just one night. That's more than double the 1,768 people they counted way back in 2010. Most people sleeping rough in England are men, over 26 years old, and they're actually from the UK. According to the Office of National Statistics, the ONS, there are 6 men sleeping rough for every 1 woman. Between April 2022 and March 2023, over 10,000 people were seen sleeping on London streets. In just 3 months, from January to March 2024, 4,118 people were counted, which is about a third more than the previous year. What's really sad is that 2,438 families who asked for help with homelessness said they had slept outside in the last 3 months. And at the same time, 1,500 families said they had slept on the streets the night before they had asked for help. Now, women often don't show up in these counts, not as much because they try to find safer places to avoid violence. Instead of sleeping outside, where ultimately they are so much more vulnerable, many women may stay in cafes, train stations, bus garages, or other spots where there are eyes on them. Because imagine sleeping and waking up and finding someone right in front of you. Homeless groups found out that the actual number of people sleeping rough might be even 9 times higher than the official count. An example of this, these same groups monitored 41 areas and they found 816 women sleeping rough, while the official count only found 189. In 2023, English councils helped over 317,000 households avoid or deal with homelessness. The number of households living in temporary accommodation in England has also hit record highs. At the end of 2023, there were over 112,000 households in temporary housing, which included, and this figure drives me insane, 146,800 children. Just let that figure sink in for a moment. The UK government plans to spend £2 billion in tackling homelessness and rough sleeping over the next 3 years. £500 million will be spent on the Rough Sleeping Initiative. This will provide 14,000 beds for rough sleepers and pay for 3,000 staff to help them. There's going to be another £200 million which will go to single homelessness accommodation programme. This will create 2,400 long-term homes for people with very complex needs. However, Homeless Link, a charity supporting homelessness organisations, it pointed out that the government funding has just not kept up with the rising costs. The group found that since 2010, England had 39% fewer places offering accommodation and 26% fewer beds for homeless people in 2021. One main reason for this drop is just the lack of adequate funding. Now, the public sees homelessness as a big problem in the UK. A poll in January 2023 asked over 2,100 UK adults about this very issue. 3 out of 4 people think homelessness will get worse over the next year. But during this study, there was quite a few misunderstandings about homelessness. Many believe over half of homeless people are dealing with drugs and alcohol problems, which isn't true, even for those sleeping rough. There's also a stigma around homelessness. A poll from the Charity House of St Barnabas revealed that 70% of Brits don't see unsuitable housing as homelessness, even though it fits the definition. Less than half said that sofa surfing or staying with friends or family technically counts as homelessness. Additionally, 82% admitted they wouldn't know what to do if someone they knew became homeless. Now, hidden homelessness happens when people don't have a permanent home and they stay with friends or family instead. Many of these people might not even think of themselves as homeless, and so they don't think to ask for help. But this also makes it hard to count them because they're not on the streets like rough sleepers, so they're not easily seen by workers who would be able to help them as being homeless. The homeless charity Crisis believes that up to 62% of single homeless people are not counted in the official records and might be just unnoticed. In March 2023, the ONS looked into hidden homelessness in the UK, but it said it's hard to know the true number because the available data just isn't there. They found that hidden homelessness can include things living in mobile homes, in sheds, squatting, or staying in very overcrowded places. The review also showed that women, young people, and ethnic minorities are more likely to experience hidden homelessness. Experts pointed out that only 15% of women were counted in the government's official rough sleeping numbers, and they believe that this is not a true reflection of how many women are actually sleeping rough. Now, regarding young people, the ONS cited a 2019 study by Centrepoint, which showed that of the 91,000 people under 25 who asked the local authorities for help with homelessness, only 5% were officially recognised as being homeless. This means many young people who don't receive support have to find other places to stay and are more likely to experience hidden homelessness. There isn't much data on how many ethnic minority households are dealing with hidden homelessness. However, an English housing survey found that minority households are more likely to live in overcrowded homes. The ONS is currently working on finding better ways to count the numbers of women experiencing hidden homelessness. Nearly 1 in 3 people die from treatable conditions, according to a 2019 study by the University College London. Researchers said we need to do more to prevent these deaths, especially from common diseases like heart disease. The Museum of Homelessness found that over 1,300 homeless people died in the UK in 2022. This is a 2% increase from 2021, when 1,286 people died. But for the ones that they were able to figure out, 36% were related to drugs and alcohol, and 10% were sadly suicide. Since 2019, the Dying Homeless Project has counted over 4,000 deaths across the UK. For women, homelessness can be even harder. Access to resources and support tailored for women is also limited. Now, people can become homeless for many reasons. They could lose a job, or they have health problems, they're escaping violence at home, or just not being able to afford rent, or it could be a divorce. Sometimes a mix of all of these issues leads to homelessness. Being homeless is a complicated issue, so there's no easy fix. It's not just about giving someone a place to stay. We also need to help with the reasons they're homeless and deal with the emotional and mental impact of being homeless. To really make a difference, we need to tackle the big causes of homelessness. And that means politicians need to commit enough money and resources where it's needed. Experts and charities suggest many ways to end homelessness. This includes stopping evictions from rental homes, making sure benefits match the cost of living, and making housing more affordable. Programs like Housing First aims to get people off the streets and into stable homes. We can also help by reminding our local MP to focus on ending homelessness. Write to them or to a local representative and urge them to make it a priority. If you see someone homeless on the streets in England or Wales, you can contact StreetLink. They connect homeless people with support services. Now, homelessness in the UK is unacceptable. To fix it, we need many different kinds of help. It's not enough to just give a person a place to stay. We also need to offer support like mental health care, help with maybe a potential addiction, job training, and we need to get them affordable housing. The government, communities, and individuals all need to work together to find a lasting solution. If we work together, we can help people feel hopeful again and build a stronger and kinder community for everyone. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.